IVM.
If you like listening to IVM Likes, you should also check out another show on the IVM podcast network called The Colaba Cartel, an exclusive 10-part series that documents the journey of two well-established hospitality groups who came together to open a new restaurant called Miss T in Colaba. New episodes are out every Monday and Thursday.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of IVM Likes, and today in the studio it's me, Surbhi, and we also have two other cool people, namely Alika.
Hi.
And Jaanam.
Hi.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
What's been up?
All good?
Yeah.
Getting through the week?
Getting through the week. Awesome. So let's get into what we've been watching / listening to, or just the pop culture we've been consuming for our listeners.
Yes. Specifically for our listeners.
Alika, we'll start with you because we never see you here. So
I'm kind of busy working on all the graphic work here.
Yeah. Also, a quick mention before we get into the episode. Alika is a great graphic designer, but also IVM is hiring for looking for.
Yes.
Alika could use some help,
Alika could use some help.
Yes, please help me.
Yes, this is a plea. If you are a graphic designer out there who's listening to it right now, please send us your resume at jobs@indusvox.com.
Yes.
Alika would mentor you very well.
I will judge you. No, I'm joking. I'm a very chill person. But yes, do send in your resumes if you are interested in working at IVM.
Awesome.
Okay, yes, let's get into the recommendations. So, I guess I'll start. I've got a weird recommendation today. It's not exactly a piece of media that you can consume, but my recommendation is, if you people are at all on Twitter as a social media platform, go through this hashtag called Visible Women. That's VISIBLEWOMEN. So, I was just surfing Twitter recently, and which is like every day. But this hashtag surfaced up again. It came, I think, about 6 months ago, and it surfaced up again. Basically, it's a lot of amazingly talented artists who all identify as women, putting up amazing pieces of art. So, it's usually started because a lot of the times in the art or comic book or illustration or animation industry, men tend to be given a little bit more importance in like being hired. It tended to be a bit of a male-dominated industry. So just for women to showcase more of their work and their talent, and to let publishers and people who are hiring in the studios know that, hey, we're here, this is what we can do, give us a chance, have a look. They started doing posting their work with this hashtag attached. So if you guys just go through it, you will find a wall of amazing art and animation. Oh my god, it's like porn for your eyes, full of color and amazing details and line work, and it's great. You'll find a lot of amazingly talented people there.
That's great. What was it called again?
It's just a hashtag called Visible Women, which is trending on Twitter.
Awesome. So, it's been around for a while. I feel like I've seen a couple of posts on...
Yeah, it surfaced about, I think, like 6 months, maybe 8 months ago. And now it's come back up again because I guess it's a cyclical thing, or they decide a day to do it. I don't know. But it's really great. It showcases a lot of brilliant art. So, hey, in case anybody who works in the comic books industry or animation industry wants to find somebody to work on their project, go have a look.
That's amazing. I mean, Twitter, we're finally using it for some, like a good cause and not just fighting over politics.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man, Twitter has a lot of negativity. This is a welcome change, I would say, yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Go have a look. Your eyes will thank you.
Janam? Okay. I heard you watched a rom-com and you cried, bawled your eyes out.
I didn't cry. I didn't cry. But, okay, so I've been binging on BoJack, and a lot of people on my time...
I don't think that's a rom-com, am I?
No, I'm getting to the part how I started watching this. So I've been binging on BoJack, and... I was going to continue that binge, and then I saw just a few people, like a couple of people on my timeline had posted about this movie on Netflix, and I was like, wait, I should check it out. Let me take a break from this show and see what this movie is about.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not the biggest fan of rom-coms because I find them super unrealistic, and they just get your hopes up about love, and I mean, reality just shatters that. So I mean, if I want to watch unrealistic things, I might as well watch sci-fi or action or something. I'm not a big fan of rom-com, but I just wanted to see what this movie is about. Yeah. So the movie is called To All the Boys I've Loved Before. It's based on a novel by Jenny Han and the books by the same name. Yeah. So the movie is the protagonist is this Asian American girl who's struggling. Like, she's in her teens and she's just struggling with daily life of being a teenager. And she has an elder sister and a younger sister. So she's like the middle kid. So she's actually like crushing on her sister's boyfriend.
Ooh.
Awkward.
Okay,
Yeah.
I mean, that seems possible.
Yeah, but I mean, she doesn't do anything about it. She's just like chill, which is what she does in her life. Okay, like all the crushes she's had. So the sister's boyfriend is the 5th crush. So she's written all her crushes 5 letters, like each.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
And she addresses them, like she's put down the address on the letters, but she doesn't send it. She just
Okay.
keeps them in a box,
Huh.
just to like maybe vent out her feelings and just
Ooh.
that.
Yeah, okay.
And one day, her younger sister finds these letters.
Oh, no.
And she posts them. She
Oh,
sends
no.
them to all those guys. And then this girl is obviously like traumatized and stuff. So like one thing leads to another, and
Don't tell me what
yeah,
happens.
I won't let
Oh, God.
no, there's no spoiler as such, but the whole premise of the movie is this thing where she lands up into a fake relationship with one of her crushes.
Ooh.
And they're pretending to be in a relationship throughout. But obviously, like, I mean, it's obvious they fall in love and all that happens.
Oh my gosh.
But
Alright, I have to watch this movie. Don't give me anything. I need to watch this movie tonight.
cool, watch it. And the reason I loved it because it's a very sweet movie. It's just very enduring, very it's just amazing.
And this is quite a change from BoJack.
Yeah.
'Cause I completely get you. When I was watching BoJack, I could only sit through one episode and then I would like change. I would need like some office.
Really?
It's very like I could not sit through like a full like I can't binge watch BoJack.
Oh,
It's not
I have
something
been
can do.
binge watching it, and
Why?
BoJack is so real, man. Even though it's so unreal in the way it's portrayed, like with
Yeah.
those anthropomorphic creatures.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like the concept of the show, the things they show in the show is
It's
I
too
know.
real.
It's too real, yeah.
It's almost like it shakes you up a little bit.
Yeah.
I get that.
So yeah, coming back to not BoJack, coming back to this film. Apart from like just the whole rom-com base, they also show the whole sibling relationship really well, which is super relatable because I mean I have a sister and I could see parts of me and parts of my sister in those characters. And while she's having this pretend relationship with this crush of hers, they open up about a lot of things they've been through. Like both of them have been brought up by single parents, so they bond over that, and it's just beautiful, man. The whole movie is just
Nice.
It's quite good. I really
I feel like
liked it.
this is the new Jaanam. Jaanam is going to stop watching all sci-fi movies and just exclusively watch rom-coms.
Not true.
Jaanam,
Not true.
please.
No,
Let's
I'm
be
going to
real.
watch both actually. I'm going to consume some rom-coms.
No, but this
But what
is
about
much-
rom-coms set in a sci-fi
Ooh,
universe?
that's it. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. That's my jam.
Two astronauts fall in love, but they're faking it the entire time.
Because they're high in space, maybe.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's a
Yeah.
good plot. Let's make this happen.
Somebody hire us, J.J. Abrams, if you're interested in some script writers.
Some rom-com and slash sci-fi love.
Yeah. Also, you must have seen these posts on your timeline. This guy called Peter Kavinsky. They're posting about him, and
Yeah,
he's like
I
this
saw.
22-year-old guy.
I have no idea who he is.
no
I just saw a
idea.
picture of him and I'm like, okay, I don't know
Yeah,
who
so
this is.
he's the character in the movie. He's like the crush she dates.
Oh.
And everyone's just going on about how the character will just make you believe in love again.
Listen, don't say a word. I feel like you're this close to telling me like a major plot point, so don't say anything. I need to watch it tonight.
Okay, cool. Watch it, but I will say even though they're teenagers in the movie, it's just very relatable because this girl has a lot of anxieties about love. And she says this one quote in the movie which really stuck with me, which is, the more you let people into your life, the more they can walk just right out.
Oh my god, because the door's open.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. So yeah, this movie is pretty
Alika.
sweet.
Alika, are you watching it tonight with me?
Sure.
I mean, like, we can be at our own houses, but we have to press
Watch
play
it
at the same
together.
time.
Sure, I'll text you. We'll text
Yeah.
each other while we're watching it.
Yeah, to live update. And if we cry, we have to send crying emojis.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
crying on the scene.
Yeah, no, I'll go and pick up some ice cream right before I watch
Oh,
it.
that's a great idea. Just the ice cream, yeah. But a special shout out to the music. I discovered some amazing music throughout this movie. So these
Ooh.
tracks start playing, and every time a song started, I would literally pause the movie, switch to Apple Music, search the song, put that song on my playlist, and then resume watching the movie.
Ooh,
So
that's fun.
Yeah.
That's a good movie. You should, yeah.
Check
Guys,
it out.
if you're listening, please watch the movie. It's called
It's called To All the Boys I've Loved Before.
Nice. Okay, moving on to my recommendation.
Yes.
I am recommending an Instagram page actually. So I've been following this page for a while now, say 6 months, and it's called Awards for Good Boys. Have you guys heard of it?
What? No.
Last time
Yeah.
it was plants
Oh yeah,
for plants with men
plants,
with plants,
boys
or-
with plants.
Yeah, yeah.
But this one's called Awards for Good Boys. So
It's just guys posing with the Oscar.
No. It's the opposite. It's not even. So basically, it's an Instagram page by this girl. She's a 24-year-old writer. Her name is Shelby, and she basically hands out awards to men for being not completely awful. So,
Wow.
Oh, wait, I
doing
think I've
this-
seen this. Is it in
yeah,
a star?
Yeah, it's like so
text
it's
inside
super,
a star.
Yeah, it's super caricaturey. It's super like, oh, thank you for not mansplaining. You're a good boy. So just doing the basic minimum. She's handing out awards,
Oh
and
my
she has
God.
some hilarious ones. I'm going to read out some.
Yeah,
Like
please do.
this one says. Like the award, it's shaped like a award and says, this is for a good boy who's a firm believer that all bodies are beautiful. Also under size 4.
Oh, God.
This one says, 1 second, only uses Tinder while bored and pooping. He swears. So that's a good boy for you. Mm-hmm. And yeah, these are some really good ones. And like how he will never mansplain. He will only aggressively clarify.
Wow.
Yeah, I think some great ones. But like I've been following her for a while now, and she goes on and off Instagram like sometimes because she gets a lot of hate.
Yeah,
like
I can imagine this.
She gets a lot of man hate because even though she's clearly pointing out the reality of it all, and like
She gets mansplained for
talking
about
oh my God,
mansplaining.
yes.
Oh my god.
Someone like a bunch of people have made parody accounts called awards for good girls, and they're trying to beat her, but they're all shit. So like some bots have made like some random awards for good girls, and they're just like trying to like like basically create this thing, but it's just annoying because she has a artist boyfriend, and like he keeps like putting up this like it's annoying that my girlfriend makes the kind of like because you can see the disparity between the two. Like he keeps questioning that why is it that she gets so much hate, and why is Instagram such an unsafe space for female creators.
I can only imagine how many awards she's given him. Oh god.
It sounds like a very cool tongue-in-cheek sort of
damn
Instagram
fun.
account.
But you should definitely follow it. It's called Awards for Good Boys.
I feel like I'm going to follow it
Right
right
now, right
on
away.
air, live.
Oh my god, press follow. That's how you say it.
Is it?
Follow
Is that
it.
how we say it? But I'm going to follow
Yeah.
it right now. because
When you
that's
said good boy
hilarious.
first, I thought it's like an account for dogs because are you a good boy?
So she recently posted one that said, it's an award that says he's super supportive of your success unless he thinks about it too hard, in which case he evaporates into thin air.
Amazing.
He's now the wind. God. So yeah, guys, follow this page called Awards for Good Boys. This was a recommendation. We'll do a quick roundup. Alika?
I recommended the hashtag Visible Women on Twitter.
I recommended the movie To All the Boys I've Loved Before. It's available on Netflix.
I recommended an Instagram page called Awards for Good Boys. Please follow it. And before we take a quick break, we let you know right after the break, we're discussing creepy things in pop culture, or like things that have been made creepy by pop culture, like generally normal things around us. So stay tuned for that. We'll be right back.
Hey, it's been another great week on IVM. Are you following us on social media yet? If not, you definitely should be. We're IVM Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Last week, we released a brand new show called Know Your Kanun with lawyer Amber Rana. This week, Amber talks about the laws and rights related to sexual harassment in public spaces. On the Kinetic Living podcast, Urmi talks to none other than Rajesh Kumar, aka Rosesh from Sarabhai vs. Sarabhai, to talk about his fitness transformation. On Shunya 1, we had an interesting conversation about all things money, insurance, and more with Mukesh Kalra from ET Money. On the Kolaba Cartel this week, Abhishek and Gauri talk to me about their philosophy of building and organizing a team. On The Seen and the Unseen, Amit Verma talks to the journalist and author Snigdha Poonam about her first book, Dreamers, which chronicles the aspirations of a young India. On the Pragati podcast, Pawan and Hamsini decode the concept and the meaning of the term Swaraj with Professor Akash Singh Rathore. We have also released a new podcast called Wordy Woodpecker with Rachel Lopez, where she deciphers a new word every week. I'm not revealing what this week's word was, so check it out to make sure. Also, guys, we are hiring a new producer, a social media intern, and a graphic designer. If anybody's interested, please apply to jobs@indusvox.com. And with that, continue with your show.
Hey guys, welcome back. We are discussing the things that scare us or leave us with nightmares.
In horror movies.
In horror movies, particularly.
Yeah. Mundane
Yes.
things which freak us out because
Yeah.
of horror movies.
That's true. Or we can generally, I have a lot of things like. Basically, like I was watching this other movie recently, and I noticed it's just generally the fear of unknown that scares me the most. Like, it's not like a monster coming at you. It's not the jump scares. It is the fact that somebody passed through, like in the background, but you didn't see him completely. Like it was a shadow of someone moving.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's the fear of like there is someone, but you don't know what it is. That's what like really gets me.
Oh man, that's pretty scary. I have like more particular fears, but I don't know, this might just be a me thing. I'm terrified of any horror movies which uses mirrors as a trope.
Oh my god,
Like,
Oculus? Are you talking about Oculus?
Listen, I don't watch horror movies because
What?
they are bad
Mirrors?
for my health.
Oculus ruined my life because it's all about mirrors, and every time I see like a house full of mirrors, and like even like a trial room setting is kind of scary.
Yeah. Especially when the lights are kind of like going off and
Yeah.
on, and then they reflect in the mirror, and then like it's super bright for a second and it's super dark.
Yeah.
And the worst horror trope for me, because this is some weird fear of mine. It's a very weird specific fear. I don't know why I have it, but the worst fear of mine is when I'm in the bathroom, in front of the mirror, and I kind of bend down onto the sink to like maybe spit out some water or whatever, and then I stand back up and I look into the mirror and there's something there behind me. That would freak me out. That is the worst thing.
Oh my God.
I hate mirrors because of that.
Didn't we talk about this on that IVM Daily episode?
I think I wasn't there. I think it was with Gaurav, if I'm not
yeah,
wrong.
but he had the same fear. He
Yes.
mentioned the same irrational fear he has. Like every time he's brushing or whatever, he looks
Someone's
back up
kind of-
and he has a feeling like someone's there behind
yeah,
him.
it is the worst thing.
Oh god, what is again? It's the fear of unknown. What about you, Jaanam?
So, I wouldn't say I'm really scared of anything because I'm scared of other things like lizards and stuff. But when it comes to horror movies, I actually enjoy watching them, or like anything like that's supernatural or creepy. But I definitely feel like clowns especially have been made creepy by pop culture because
Yes.
clowns are supposed to be harmless and like they're supposed to
Funny.
be funny
Yeah.
in the circus. But I
That's
mean, you
true.
see movies
And
like
for the longest time, I'm just adding to that point. Like, I feel like it's only in the recent past where I was like, okay, clown is something you need to be scared of. But I don't know, growing up, we would see clowns in like in TV shows and be like, oh, this is chill. This is just a man wearing makeup and like a wig.
Yeah.
But now they're suddenly like, oh, there's a serial killer behind that clown. So that's
I don't know, but why is it that creepy? Is it because of the makeup? Is it the face paint where they have like this unnatural smile on them?
that, and I think apart from the appearance, they can hide, their personality can hide behind that appearance and they can be whoever they want. For example, if you see Pennywise
Oh yes.
in it, man, he's a freaky like clown,
Yeah.
especially in this movie. There was just some scenes in that where he's just so psychotic.
I know.
And
Oh,
yeah,
gosh.
That is
Yeah.
true.
Clowns.
that and even Joker in the Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They kind of done that whole thing again. Like I feel like it's super American. We didn't grow up like being scared of clowns.
No, I think there was a Hindi film that had a clown. An
this
old
one-
movie.
But that's not about being scared of clowns.
Yeah, that
I know
was
what
a
you're
thing
ta-
where the guy went to work in the circus.
Yeah.
No, but there was a horror movie also, like an old Hindi horror movie. I remember. I mean, I don't remember exactly, but I think there was a old Hindi horror movie which had a freaky, creepy clown.
Oh,
Possible.
How do I not remember this?
Maybe
But,
it's. I feel it's maybe something to do with like the face paint or the kind of mask they're wearing.
Yeah.
Because I noticed this thing a lot with like porcelain dolls. They're that super creepy plaster or ceramic face just freaks me out.
Yeah.
Especially if you find them just lying randomly in one corner of your room in the dark.
And dolls are supposed to be so fun. When do we change the meaning of
I
dolls?
think it's just like it's a thing that people use in horror movies as a trope because it signifies some kind of innocence and play, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So when that area of your life is subverted to becoming, dangerous, that gives it an extra creepy factor,
That's
I
true.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of dolls and clowns, the movie. Have you all watched Saw?
Yeah, I think I've
No,
seen like
I'm a
parts.
sane person.
I've
I
seen it in
don't watch
passing.
these things.
So in Saw, like the villain in that, Jigsaw, he's literally a clown in the form of a doll.
You're joking. Why would anyone make this movie?
Oh man, this Saw is just
Wow.
like the best.
They
most
combined
twisted.
the two horror tropes into one.
Yeah.
It's a what next? Give it mirrors. Does it have eyes? Does it have mirror
Man,
for eyes?
Saw is like next level disturbing, and it messes with your head. And
Oh no, this is another kind of movie that I hate. These are like, again, what's that movie? It's called Babadook. Have you guys seen Babadook?
I've heard
No,
of it.
yeah.
I know about the creature.
I've also heard of it because people have recommended a movie to I would have never had the guts to watch it because apparently that movie really messes with your head. Like it's not the kind that like you'll just think about it a lot. Like it'll keep coming back to you. Like, hey, why did that happen?
I should watch this.
Don't do it.
No, I actually enjoy watching all this. With Saw, I binge watched Saw.
Have you seen?
What's wrong with you? You binge watch BoJack and Saw. We don't have a normal person here.
Janam is hardcore.
Janam,
I would
please.
agree. Yeah,
I am deleting
prefer-
your entire hard disk and giving you rom-com movies. Please.
Have you
In fact,
seen?
rom-coms will make me cry. It'll just make me feel shitty about my life, my personal life. Yeah.
Aw. Have you seen that horrific movie? This is one of the few horror movies I've watched. Have you seen Chucky?
No, but I want to watch.
It's the one with
Do
the doll,
not.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh god, I hate it so much. I hate it, and they made like 4 sequels of it, and I don't understand why.
Oh my
Is it like
God.
overall a bad movie, or is just scary? That's why you hate it.
It's kind of a combination of both. I hated that doll, that freaky doll who talks and carries a knife and goes around killing grown-ups. Why?
What's wrong with? Oh my God. But again, I feel like this will scare me. Like, what's more scarier is the fact that things that are not like things that aren't real, like dolls moving with a knife, is not real, and monsters are not real.
Yeah.
So I won't be scared of them. But like a serial killer who's also, you can't see him, like maybe like a serial killer who's living in your basement but you have no idea.
Oh, God.
So this kind of feels like real, like, oh, there's a real actual person who's moving around with a knife and is about to kill you. That kind of scares me. And he could be under your bed. One day you'll wake up and he'll move your blanket and
Oh,
he'll
God.
kill you.
I never
So-
had this fear of things under my bed. You know why? Because my bed was on the ground floor and there was no space for anything to live below it.
Well,
Yeah.
But there's still space under your bed.
there's
No,
a
so
lot of
if,
space.
so my bed was like I used to be in the same room as my brother, so he had the big bed, and then from that there was like a pull-out bed below that.
Oh.
So there was like no space. Like the space where the monster would be like squashed when the pull-out bed went back.
But
in.
you know how monsters work, right? They evaporate into thin air and then they basically they can change forms.
Yeah.
So I bet
was
there
a
is a
little-
monster under your bed.
I was a little afraid when I saw some paranormal movie, and I was like, "Oh God, there's something in my room."
Dude, yeah. Okay, have you seen the paranormal
Activity?
movies?
I haven't actually.
I feel like most of their scare factor comes from the fact that there's so much build up, and like
Yes.
there is like you see like tons of video and like one shadow passing, like oh shit,
Yeah.
suddenly you're back.
I'm pretty sure I had a minor nervous breakdown after watching Paranormal Activity 3. I could not sleep for 3 nights.
God.
I was awake for like 3 nights. I was freaking out. I was like, there's a monster in my room. I'm going to die. It's been great knowing everyone. I was so scared after
But I think
that.
the movie Monsters Inc. really changed that.
I never saw Monsters Inc. when I
Wow,
was a
what
kid.
are you doing with your life? You gotta see Monsters Inc.
I was watching weird.
Also, IVM
chap-
Likes is a show where we basically insult people into watching more pop culture.
Yes.
Like, how dare you not watch this?
Do you know what another like area I find creepy is like empty, deserted hotel hallways.
Ooh, okay.
Do you know the ones which are just have this repeating pattern which just go on for infinity?
Oh, shit.
Those are
Hotel
kind of,
hallways, as in you mean the ones where the rooms are, right?
yeah, but like it's just an empty space. It's like, you know, like corridors, like empty
Yeah.
corridors or stairwells.
But the corridors are usually lit, as in any hotel you go. At least they're dimly lit, so you can see. Do you find that scary?
No, but like there's shadows, man. It's not like it's lit all the way through. Or like, you know, like stairwells which are not lit.
Oh,
Yeah, those are-
kind of scary.
And I was actually curious about why this happens. So I researched it a bit. Apparently it's because these are all liminal spaces. Liminal spaces are those which are like spaces which kind of lie between two destinations.
Okay.
So for example, like a hotel hallway is a space between the destination of your room and like the main hotel lobby or whatever.
Shit, yes.
So if and a lot of people find airport lobbies at night scary. Yeah, same thing, because it is a place where it is a connecting place.
Yeah.
So a lot psychology, basically our human brains tell us that, you know, in these connecting spaces there has to be travel and movement.
Yeah.
And when there isn't, this is wrong and weird and creepy.
Oh my god, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's why like deserted stations or railway stations are so scary.
Yes, because these are all like spaces where you need and expect movement.
Yeah.
Your brain expects that there should be something crossing over. This is not a place to stay. You're not supposed to remain here. You have to use this to get to point A or point B, but you can't stay here.
That's true.
So
Never
yeah,
thought of it that way. Man.
Yeah,
kind of
man,
creepy.
that's my
enlightening.
god. I hate all liminal spaces. I just want to be. What's that? What's the word for when you move from one point A to point B? But like
just teleport.
teleport. I want to be teleporting.
Yes, somebody invent that.
You guys, also I've noticed like some horror movies are great, and that's because mostly because of the editing that they do. Like
Yes.
the editing has to be crazy. Like this is why I really liked A Quiet Place. I don't know. It does count as a horror movie, right? A Quiet Place.
Yeah, I think I haven't watched it, but I was on the episode where Naveen recommended it, and he was raving about it. So
It was a great movie.
Yeah, it does fall under the horror genre.
Again, I feel like how they started with that movie was we all knew they were scared of something and they could not talk, but we had no idea. Like again, like for the first half, we were just like, what is this unknown thing that they're scared of? And that like kind of, you know, gave us all the creeps. Like shit, there is someone out there. Yeah, so like which is why I feel like the fact that there's someone out there and they can attack you at any point is more unsettling than like a
Yes.
real monster who's living
Yeah.
under your bed.
Psychologically scary.
Yeah.
That's why I was never afraid of like the monster and Stranger Things, because I was like, yeah, I know, it's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was a little afraid of that area and the upside down, because I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
this place is
Oh,
creepy.
This place is creepy.
And yeah, this gives me the feeling of the unknown, like things could be hiding behind
That's
things.
what the first time I was scared in Sacred Things. What? Sorry.
Sacred Things.
Stranger Things was when that girl in the swimming pool scene.
Yeah.
That was when I first like, okay, this shit is real. Because that's the first time a whole person disappeared, and I was kind of relating to this person. Like there was empathy involved. Like
Was
now
this
I know
Barb?
this.
Yeah.
Barb, yeah.
Yeah.
So once you
Justice for Barb.
Justice for Barb.
Season 3, guys. Justice for Barb. We're gonna get it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. But
She is awesome.
Again, like once you feel empathy for like a character, then
Yeah.
if that person goes missing, then you suddenly like shit. There is someone out there and is out to like get you.
Yes.
So empathy is a sucks.
Yes.
If you want to go watch a horror movie, just don't relate to any character.
Yes.
Be like, oh,
But
God.
speaking of the Barb scene, I feel now even pools at night
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
are
pools
super
at night.
creepy.
Because
If I-
somebody could just like push you in and drown you.
Yeah.
It's creepy.
Pools are any water body is creepy because I don't know how to swim.
Same here, man. Oh my god.
You guys don't know how to swim? No.
Yes.
Oh no.
Non-swimmers unite.
Okay.
We should learn though to save our
Yeah.
lives.
Listen, I don't
someday.
think so. This is how people die. Because you'll be like, I've learned swimming now, so I'm going to dive in. And that's how you die. Because you don't know how to swim really well.
I just want to point out you guys live next to the sea.
Are you asking us to go swimming at Carter's?
No, but you should learn. It's a useful life skill.
I've been meaning to learn. Let's see if I get to it when I get to it.
Once you finish all the rom-coms on your Netflix, yes, sure.
Okay. But yeah, speaking of empty pools, even I would say abandoned houses, when you're passing by that, you feel this creepy vibe. Like you have no idea how long it's been abandoned, and there's just like maybe webs forming.
That's
I don't
true.
know. This is a thing which I feel happened a lot with like those ghost hunter things. You know, when they go into abandoned houses and then they uncover like a mystery behind the owners of the house, and they were how they were horrifically killed and buried in the house, and that's why the house is haunted or possessed. It is creepy. Why would you do this for a living?
Also, Jaanam, and paintings. Like if you look at a really vintage painting,
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
that's used to inspire like fear. But I don't get that. This could be a completely normal person and could be a nice painting. But again, like the way they shoot it and the eerie feeling around it.
It's always. Do you ever notice that it's always those very Victorian sort of paintings?
Yeah. Have you seen those paintings Phoebe shows in Friends? Those
I'm
3D.
I'm sure I have. I
she-
don't remember them quite so
Oh my
well.
god, there's this whole episode where she actually makes these super creepy, these weird haggy women coming out of paintings,
Okay.
and she gives it to all these people, and Rachel is like, no, I don't want to keep it. And she gives it to Monica, and Monica is like, no, you keep it. And then there's this whole fight scene.
No.
It's hilarious.
Have you not, like, when you say abandoned houses, do you mean like specifically things that you've seen in media? Like, again, those are those very Victorian sort of houses with like a lot of rooms and weird hallways and creaky stairs and trapdoors. I hope they're trapdoors.
Not necessarily Victorian, but even I've been like, there's this particular area in Ghatkopar where there are buildings that are abandoned. So they have this very dark vibe to it, and lights are off, and they're like
Yeah.
trees and
Yeah,
plants
it's so
growing all
easy
over.
to create like a fake story about these houses.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I've done it once, where I was just crossing by like a lane in Bandra, and there's like a really empty house, and I noticed on my way back the light was on. I was like, what? A person lives in this abandoned house? So my brain just created like a story around it. Of course, there's no real person. There's like one old uncle who wakes up every once in a while and he switches on the light. So like,
Yeah.
it's very easy to create like
maybe
a
it was a
story.
ghost.
Maybe it was a ghost. It was mostly
Yeah.
a ghost.
Yeah, your brain goes into overdrive trying to imagine all the illicit activities happening in these
God.
abandoned houses.
Brain does the weird things all the time.
All thanks to pop culture.
But guys, yes.
Yes.
But would you guys like to recommend like a horror movie that gave you the creeps and you would like all our listeners to watch it?
I would not, because I do value our listeners' mental health and do not want to inflict this upon any of them. As I would not want them to inflict this on me. Do not recommend horror movies to me.
Alright, just tweet all horror movies to Alika.
Do not.
I would though recommend. There's this movie called House of Wax.
Yes,
Have you seen it?
I have heard of it.
I've not seen
Wait,
it.
is this the one where there's Paris Hilton in it?
Yeah.
Paris
Oh my
Hilton
God.
is in a horror movie?
Yeah. Wait, I think
I'm
she's in
already
it.
scared of this. Is this just bad acting I'm scared of?
I think she's in it, but I remember watching this. That there are two movies. One is a 1953 one. I haven't watched
Pretty
that.
sure she's not in that
Yeah,
one.
there's a 2005 one, the one that I saw, which is so it's this super creepy thing where this person makes like there's this house, literally it's a house of wax, and any person who enters, this guy is capturing those people and like waxing them alive, like making them into wax statues while they're alive.
I thought something else when you said waxing.
No, like
Waxing them alive is also scary actually.
Are you saying you're unconscious when you do waxing? What is happening here?
Oh my god, that is both. This could be part 2 of House of Wax. Just parlor ladies waxing you without consent. अगले पिछले हफ्ते ही तो कराया था. I don't care.
sounds so painful. Yeah, so I would recommend House of Wax. I would recommend It. If you haven't seen the movie It, please go
Oh my
watch
god,
it.
It also is the kind of movie that messes with your head.
Yeah, and also watch all of Saw.
No.
Just watch it.
Again, I would not recommend. Guys, please use your discretion again.
Yeah. I mean, if you're watch it only if you can handle it.
Watch
Yeah.
it with a buddy
Watch
in the
with a buddy.
daytime with ice cream.
Or the opposite of that.
I think you guys should watch this movie called Oculus, which really left us scared for 3 days.
Wow.
It's very scary. Try it out. It's called Oculus. If you can't sit through the first half, this means you should not watch the second half. It's not for everybody, guys. Yep, it uses mirrors. So Alika, I would recommend you.
Totally. I'll so go and watch it. That's the next thing on my watch list. Absolutely.
Right after All the Boys We Loved.
100%.
All the Boys I Have Loved?
To all the boys I've loved before.
Yeah. Alright, this was another fun episode of IVM Likes. We had a real fun time talking about weird things that make us want to scream and
And not stop watching it. For some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, your mileage may vary.
Yeah.
Jaanam is really hardcore, guys.
Yeah.
We can't
compete here.
compete with Jaanam. But this was
But Abbas should have been here. I think Abbas would have had some pretty creepy recommendations.
we should all wish Abbas Eid Mubarak. Abbas
yes.
is out today. Happy Eid, Abbas. Eid Mubarak.
Where is our kheer and
Yeah.
biryani?
Classic. We only need this friend for kheer and biryani.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys, if you have any creepy things that you would like to share with us, you can tweet to us at IVM Podcast.
You can tweet to Surbhi and Jaanam. Don't tweet it at me.
Definitely tweet it at Alika. Alika, where do we reach out to you?
You can find me at Cape Fox Alex on Twitter and Instagram. Do not send me horror pics.
Jaanam.
You can find me on Twitter at Jaanam Devan.
You can find me on Twitter at Small Talk Police. And you can also, again, we're hiring. We're all looking for a producer. We're looking for a graphic designer and a social media intern. So if you want to work at IVM, we are a really fun bunch. You'd probably have fun. So please send us your resumes at jobs@indusvox.com. This is jobs@indusvox.com. And this is it. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Shunyavan, 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 Shunyavan.
$1 billion acquisition. Another copycat startup got formed.
No, the tech world in India is surely moving double the speed of this voiceover.
Tune in to Shunya One every Tuesday to catch us talking to the smartest people we know on the IVM Podcast website, app, or wherever you get your podcasts from.
Yeah. It's IVM here, let's go. We the IVM kids on the block over here. Just to talk, taking a break from producing all day, coming on this podcast cause we got stuff to say. IVM Daily is the name of the show. Monday to Friday, we ready to go. Talking about stuff in our head, we might even talk about our favorite bread. Signing out, it's IVM here, the podcast network that's in your ear.
Catch IVM Daily, Monday to Friday on the IVM Podcast app or wherever you get your podcasts.